first thing I want you to notice is these are recent PGA Tour averages, PGA Tour putt conversion percentages. Now, granted, you could say their greens are faster, you could say they break more, you can say they're more difficult. You can say that. But I think our greens at Terra Vita are pretty dang difficult as it is. It's up for question at the very least, and it's folklore at the most, that everything breaks away from that mountain. That may not be the case. On the PGA Tour, best putters in the world only make 38%. So I give you this to say, manage your expectations by this. If the best in the world, the best putters in the world, only make 38% of their putts from 10 feet, expecting to make 90% of them might be a little bit of an overreach. And when you get on the greens, before you psychologically beat yourself up for missing a 6-foot putt, you might want to go, well, I only make 65% of them from 6 feet on the best putters in the world, so it might be easier to forgive yourself and then go on to the next putt with a degree of optimism. You do not know what's about to happen, so you might as well choose optimism. My point is, choose optimism based on some reality. I'm going to stick a tee in the ground where you think you need to start this to make it go in. Show me where.
Here.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to line this up with a ball. 6 inches, so about right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice. Now, how many of you believed that her read was right on the money? Let's test it and see. I don't think you should have to guess when you can measure, but putting is an educated guess, isn't it? Now, how many of you guys would believe that you need to play that much break right there? Is that wider than the width of the hole right there? From your tee to that green line, is that wider than the size of the hole?
Sure.
Yeah. If the ball rolls between those two ball markers there, if I get the speed just right, that should be pretty close to going in, right? If we go slower, what happens to it? All right. If we go faster, what happens to it?
It's way too far.
Right. So you've got a margin there. You can play it faster and play it more towards the left ball marker and it might go in. Or you can play it slower and go to the right ball marker and it might go in. So yes, it's direction, but it's also speed, isn't it? You also notice that even if I put these balls exactly in the same place on this ramp and nothing but gravity is making that roll, they roll differently. But how many of you would have read that much break? Right there. So number one thing to remember from the day, you probably are gonna underread the break at Terra Vita. But if you're gonna make a mistake, play too much break. You have a much better chance of making it when you play too much break and hit it too easy than you do not playing enough break and hitting it too easy. Or too hard.
But in all fairness, it should be science. I mean,
it should be, except for the inconsistency of the grass you're putting on. Think about a curb that you step up on. In relation to the ball, that's about how high those imperfections are. A heel print can be like a curb to the ball. So it can deflect off of that. And so you see a ball that looks like it breaks uphill, it probably just bumped into something. Gravity always wins, eventually. But if I put the camera on the ground and you watch this ball roll off the ramp, it would be doing this. Plinkoing off of every little tiny thing. Yes, sir?
you had the same angle,
Same angle, same line, same speed, and they broke differently because of the inconsistency of the grass we're putting on. And the different heights, even the mower grain. The mower goes this way, and the mower goes this way. Even the mower grain, how the grass lays down can affect it. That's why when you get outside of 10 feet, the odds of you making the putt go way down. Why should I even try? Well, 2-putting is a reasonable expectation. If you make it, it's a bonus. Close your eyes, and can you feel the slope in your feet? Close your eyes, and can you feel the slope in your feet? Close your eyes. Can you feel the slope in your feet? Driving range, close your eyes. Can you feel the slope in your feet? You might have seen Adam Scott doing this. And straddling the line that he intended. Why is that? He's feeling the slope with his feet and he's measuring the speed with his fingers. But I encourage you to use feet to read putts. You can feel slopes that you can't see because you're above the ground. If you've ever flown over the Rocky Mountains in a plane, they look this big. So when you're above something, it tends to flatten it out. That's why you see everybody getting down like this, and Bernard Langer even lays on the ground sometimes, so he can see that little subtle slope. From up there, does this putt look like it breaks that much? From up there. All right, walk down here. Everybody walk down here. And now look at that putt and tell me what you see.
A lot more break.
So the low side read is more accurate. So I encourage you to use your low side reads. So your optics, your ability to read things is really dependent on finding the low spot. And this is the easy way to think about it. If I pour a pitcher of water on the green right here, what direction would it run? So where's the low side? Pretty easy. If you can't tell, guess. It's okay. You with me so far? Okay, let's venture up here.